invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
Powered by Riverside.
Good morning, Skippy.
Oh, hey. Good morning, everybody. Josh currently has a mouthful of whatever it was. You heard the bag. Welcome back to another action-packed cashews. There's a TikTok company called Crack Shoes that I really want to try.
Yeah.
They're coated in avocado oil and then whatever seasonings they have. So, but they're expensive. Anyway, welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. Hello. How are we? How are you? How am I? You're in your trailer. I lost you.
I'm not. Well,
Oh.
geez, this age. No, I'm still here.
Okay.
Please hold. I'm going to go out into my kitchen. Oh, hold on. Here we go. There we go. Oh, here we go. Here we are. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's not good. We just told everything all over. You can tell we haven't done this in a while. Josh is having major issues. Well, I would ask how his week was, but it might have been the same thing as what he's going through now. If you're on the YouTube, you're seeing some good content right now.
Yeah, it's just a glass of water.
All over your electrical components.
Yeah, just right on top of the laptop. No problem at all. I'm sure it's going to be fine. If the stream just goes down, you'll know why.
Yeah.
We got random things opening now. That's good. See how long this podcast lasts today.
It should last a little bit.
At least we tried today.
Well, speaking of try, I want to apologize.
It's cold.
Right all over you. Yeah, there you go. I failed. I won't even blame Josh for it. I failed. I didn't tell everybody that we weren't going to do a podcast last week, and nothing was posted, and we were getting hate mail, and so I apologize to everybody for not doing that.
You got hate mail?
Yeah, my mom was like, "Why wasn't there a podcast?" So it's the only time I ever talked to you, which is not true. Ooh. Tell me it was just underneath and not on top.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I could tell you that.
I hope you don't need that one.
It's only running the show.
Well,
in my life.
Speaking of your life,
we're going to start with me. We're going to start with me, really?
Yeah, we're going to start with you.
How's everything going?
Yeah.
This is clearly representative of May.
How's Gert 2 working out?
I am looking forward to having it on the trailer.
Yeah?
Yeah, eventually.
Working on and off the trailer is not going well? Oh.
A new box of envelopes.
Thank you.
Is your wife there today?
No, that was Pam.
Oh.
She was in the cafe. She was definitely making me a breakfast sandwich. Oh, I saw the logo on that piece of paper. How was that event?
Slow.
Really?
Yeah. Very, very, very slow. We had a lot of food left over.
Weather related at all?
It's inside.
No, I'm like to get there kind of thing.
No. I mean, it was cold, but No, it's not like there was storms or anything.
Did you max out your reimbursement?
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah, we threw away a lot of food. Huh?
let's get into this. What are we doing? Got a couple weeks to cover. We got a lot of Aetna days. Nobody knows what the hell a counter day is, but you keep telling everybody you're at a counter day.
Who doesn't know what a counter day is?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm one of those people. What's a counter day?
It's just their days. It's what they're called, counter days. They're vendor days.
Like they just go up to a counter?
Yes, basically, yes.
Do they count people that come in as like employee days? Like I'm thinking like a school.
I don't name it. I don't name these things. We just go.
Okay.
You know, getting mad at me for what I put on our schedule.
Josh, I'm never mad at you.
Whatever.
Rarely.
I'm done. I'm all done today.
Hey, everything's still working. Ish. You're just gonna. I mean, I'll talk. It's fine. We can go over my week.
I'll skip you all the time.
It's never been that. But anyway, yeah. Let's. I'll go on my days. So we. The racetrack. Let's start with the racetrack. We'll start with last week first.
What kind of races? Are these dog races? Are they horse races? Are they car races? Are they bike races? Are they tricycle races? You should really be more specific on your schedule.
Absolutely, I should be, but I was not given a chance.
How are people supposed to know what they're going to see?
I didn't announce it. You did.
They're not three-legged races?
I didn't announce anything about races. I'm just talking about races here. You
You
put
said
it on your
racetrack.
schedule on your Facebook.
You said racetrack. Let's talk about the racetrack. I
Correct.
was just asking what kind of races.
I am. If you'd let me talk about the racetrack, I'd be more than happy. So I have found out that the racetrack does not put the Michigan International Speedway racetrack, the 2.5 mile trioval, does not put any event that's going on there other than their race or their Richard Petty driving experience. So Tuesday of this week, I find out I get a catering request for what's called an SAE event. And I had to Google it to figure out what it is. It was 109 colleges and universities from all over the country and really world on the track, and they're building mini race cars from scratch. Combustion engines. I found out later that 80% of the build has to be built and manufactured by the school or by the students. They can only buy 20% of the parts, which is really cool. They showed me one of the kids from NIU in Chicago, Go Huskies, showed me a picture of their car, and it kind of looked like a Mad Max kind of car. It had that kind of roll cage, that kind of sheet metal. But they said they didn't pass they failed inspection because the fuel line was leaking all over the battery.
That is a problem.
That would definitely be a problem.
That sounds like a fire hazard.
Absolutely would be a fire hazard. What was that?
That was what?
I just heard disemboweling of a cat.
Oh, that's my inner monologue.
Good. So I found out about this, and I definitely was not staffed properly because I'm thinking it's just going to be a normal week. No, we were slammed to the gills all 4 days. I text you Friday because we were supposed to do a food truck rally about an hour away, and I got a last minute catering order on Friday for like 25 people, and they were ordering a shit ton of food. I didn't see it until Saturday morning when my guy had already prepped everything. So I couldn't be here and let them cook food because they haven't been trained how to do that. So I had to stay back and cook food, which means we didn't do the food truck rally, which I talked to one of the other barbecue guys there because basically he said there were 2 trucks from each genre or cuisine, I guess. And he said the weather sucked and nobody showed up. So
That was Saturday?
I guess that was a good thing for me because we had our best day ever at the shop, and we had the best week for sure. We did over, I think, almost 12 in 4 days, and I mean it was Friday night, I had to call my daughter back because I was getting slammed. I had a 40-person wedding party just show up out of the blue saying, hey. And then one lady was getting all pissed off that she wasn't getting fed fast enough. Because I was making like 4 orders at a time and just bringing them out.
Mm-hmm.
Hers wasn't in order.
Ah,
What might that be?
a dog with a squeaky toy?
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was a crow outside your window or something. Anyway. That's all I can think about now. You got crows circling your house.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Looking for the remains of Josh. Or Chris or anybody else. Maybe Caleb. I don't know. Yeah, so I mean, it was just a busy week. The previous week was normal. Like I said, we were averaging 40 orders a day. Last week we averaged 70 orders a day. A lot of new people that are local enough. I got the best Google review ever. He mentioned his wife kicked him out of the house because she couldn't take a deuce with him there. So he drove from Ohio to try us and said we're better than the local place they have, which is always good. Got another
Excellent.
The guy from NIU gave us a 5-star Google review. Yeah, it's the shop's growing, doing pretty good. Enjoying it so far.
So when are you going to start getting the truck out more?
I know. Well, I'm going to see how this week goes as far as see if it's anywhere 70% of last week, and then I'll know that it's really time to dig down and hire people and not try to do everything myself. Once I do that, then I'm focusing on either kitchen help or truck help. So one day we did almost $500 in tips just because it was busy.
Nice.
That's just credit card. That's not cash. Cash was like another 120 that day.
That's awesome, man.
Very happy. Yeah, cooked the most meat I've ever cooked. 3 cases of brisket, 3 cases of butts, 3 cases of ribs, 3 cases of chicken, a lot of mac and cheese. Hell, we went through a case of beans in the 4 days.
Nice.
So yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad you were busy.
We have
it looks like it's turning up for you.
I'm hoping. We have another topic after we go through our weeks about unruly owners and pettiness. So.
Hold on, I'm doing. You're good. I just lost my spot here. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I was trying to get some numbers, and I went too far.
Yeah.
On my list.
Well, I'm on my laptop.
5. 3. 7.
While you're doing that, I don't know if you saw. I didn't. We had Num Num Ninja on our podcast a while back. I guess he just authored a book.
Yep, I saw that. I did see that.
He said it was cheaper than a lunch from a food truck, and I don't know how much that would be.
$15. I don't know how much the book is, but we can get lunch for $15. Easy. I'm still dealing with my water.
Oh, water's good.
It's probably a winner. Won't be able to turn it in because I can't read the barcode on it. There goes my 200 million. All right. All right.
236 total transactions. Average ticket was $52.
Nice. That's a good average. It's a solid average.
Yeah, solid.
All right.
And we are up over last month. We're up 89% just between this month. That's just like same time frame, May 1st to May 19th or April 1st to April 19th.
You're month to month, or April
Yeah.
to May, not May to May. Yeah.
Correct.
Excuse me.
I mean, even honestly, even May to May, we're way up.
Good morning, Pam. Good morning, Fran. Fran and Pam.
We're up 64% year over year so far.
Good. Well, I mean, that was to be expected.
True, but I mean, is it? Again, I was hoping for food truck numbers, so I was hoping. This time last year we were at 67,750. We're at 100, basically 111,550. In February,
Nice.
February helped us, but even if I take that, we're still up 20-something thousand.
You're at 111,000 right now?
Yeah,
Wow. Look at you go.
I know you did that last week,
Did not do that last week.
or within the last 2 weeks.
I am not that far ahead of
Excuse
you.
me, so I send Josh a screenshot of my square, thinking
Oh my
that
God.
I'm
Jesus
being Billy
Christ.
badass here, and like I'm tired, my ass hurts, like everything hurts, and I just want to die. And he sends me his, and he's like, "Not trying to diminish what you're doing, but here's triple your numbers." I'm like,
Wasn't that triple?
it was like 5,000% because I only sent you them like one day, and you sent me the whole week.
I waited to send that. I said how much stuff was in between the two things. It's not like you sent me a screenshot. I sent you a
get it.
screenshot back like, fuck you.
I gotta.
God.
I know I'm not giving context on the fact that you were trying to belittle me. I thought it was funny.
You're such an asshole.
I know. I'll go with it.
So
Anyway,
my May's been okay. It's been fair. We're doing all right.
did you hit 100,000 yet, May?
In May? No. We have a shot for 75, though, I think.
Okay.
And we only need to do like 1,800 a day. And we still have another Etna day.
Of course you did. They just stack all of them in May.
We've only had 3 this month.
No, I know.
We actually have less this month than we did last May, which makes the numbers more impressive. And they reduced the headcounts on every one of them this year. So we're getting less from Etna this year.
Did you increase your price a little bit to cover it? No.
No.
Kept it the same no matter what.
Yeah, that's kind of shady business.
Cost goes up. I don't know what to tell you.
Our catering prices didn't go up. We're going to charge them more just because they dropped their head count?
Chicken didn't go up for you?
No.
Oh, what are you cooking?
$27 a case.
Oh, quarters?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine.
I separate them.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It takes me an hour to separate 3 cases of chicken.
I know.
So
You separate then cook or cook then separate?
separate then cook.
I always do it backwards.
Yeah, and then you can just pull them apart.
It's easier to cut through the bone when it's cooked.
Well, you're not supposed to cut through the bone.
You're supposed to
Go
cut through the knuckle.
joint.
I know.
Through the joint. If you hit it right, it's very easy.
Again, if you hit it right. I get it, okay?
You need more practice.
I can prove I had it once.
Before ceremony. What are you eating?
Breakfast sandwich.
Sorry, dealing with my daughter graduates tomorrow, so trying to coordinate. They want everybody to do graduation pictures with families before the ceremony, not after the ceremony.
Oh, mm-hmm. Before, yeah.
Yeah, which makes it very handy and easy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, my May, it's a. Justin says it's been slowing down a bit for him. He's at 72. I'm guessing that's for the year, bud. Before we get to yearly numbers,
He's whooping your ass.
I mean, maybe that's for the month. That'd be awesome. A guy with a name PB&J's and the first name's Skippy, and he's using Jif peanut butter.
Yeah.
So disappointing.
I was given the name Skippy.
So Chris thought that you were called Skippy because of the peanut butter, because of the PB&J's name, and that you just loved Skippy so much, Skippy peanut butter. And that was your favorite thing. You froze. We lost you. Hi, you're back.
I took a class.
You took a class in what?
Mike Davis from Laudable Barbecue. I took his class. And he's like, what's your team name? I said, PB&J's. He's like, shit, I ain't going to remember that. We'll call you Skippy. So Skippy is 2012 or whatever.
I guess it's better than Jif.
Yeah. Pitmaster.
Peter Pan.
Biff. Feel like I'm part of Back to the Future. Biff.
Anyways, okay. Back to May. We've had some Etna Day. What are you doing? Etna Days. Our roadside has actually been pretty solid so far. It's actually been really solid. The numbers were kind of weird to start the year because the order of the Etna Days, they changed massively from last year. So we actually started out the month way down because last year the first 2 counter days were their biggest ones. And they were a little bit later this year. So, but not a big deal. We are currently up 23% for the month of May over last May. So through the first 18 days, we've done 53,000. Last May for the total month, we did 60. So we only have to hit about $500 a day that we're open for the rest of the month to meet last May, which is a pretty good spot to be in. Wish the weather was going to be a little bit better this week, but we have a pretty normal roadside week this week, which everybody's really excited about on the staff. Should be a little less hectic and crazy. We had a weekend where we probably tried to do too much, but glad we did. I'll get to that in just a second. But yeah, we're up 23% for the month of May, which puts us up 4.5% for the year currently. And we're at 113.6 currently.
Okay. Oh, so. Passed me.
Yep.
Only took you a month. Well, 2 months.
Justin, have both of you only grown every year since opening? Yes, we have.
I would have, but I didn't have surgery.
Yeah.
I still finished.
So, on average, we're about 10%. We had a year that we were about 5. I'm not going to count the year that we were up 80%. When we went from, I think that was from the COVID year, so 2020 to 2021, I think we were up 80%. Or no, I don't even think it was that. Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. I think that was the year. So don't really count that one because the outlier. And then so we were 28% last year. But yeah, on average, we're right around 10, I think. So good morning, Steve. But yeah, so things are going well. Last weekend we had Friday. Pam, you never let me down. You were doing exactly what you needed to be doing. Don't worry, there'll be more opportunities.
Pam, if you're frustrated, you can come see me.
So Alex started working on the truck a little bit. She pulled a shift last Thursday.
Oh, that's good.
This was mostly, and this is what Pam was saying, I had asked her if she was available for an emergency shift, but she was not. So Alex has been looking for some hours. So I put her into service. She was able to take orders. She caught on very quickly. Very, very good job on her part. So Friday we had the first food truck Friday of the year down at Riverside Park in Grand Rapids. 28 trucks, which is a little high for them for those events.
Yeah, I saw that. I've been seeing that all over the place.
But the weather was more or less perfect until about 8-ish. The event goes until 9. Started to see some lightning in the area about 8:30, and they shut it down about 8:40. Told everybody to close up. So yeah, I mean, but we did 25, I think, in the 3 hours or whatever. 4 o'clock, whatever time it was that we started to, whatever time it ended. But $2,500 night that night. We did lunch that day, which was the disappointing part of the day. Pretty slow for where we were at. I think our slowest day there at that lunch location this year. So we ended up at like 3 for the day. Not too bad. But yeah, getting there late or being there late, it goes until 9. I think I was back home at 10:03. And then I'm doing morning prep. I did morning prep all weekend. So for me, it was truck active from 3 a.m. to 10 p.m. And then Saturday, back on the truck at 3 a.m. That one we had Cider Fest in downtown Grand Rapids. That was only like a 4-hour thing. And then we did the Barley Beats and Barbecue. So we had to split duties. That's Alex worked with me at Cider Fest. It was a little cold, especially compared to 86 the day before. I think we had a high of 60, and it was kind of just drizzly on and off, not awesome weather to be outside.
It's nasty.
Even enjoying cider, it was not great weather to be outside. So, I mean, it was all right. We did, I think, $900 in the 3 hours. We were hoping for like 12, 13, because the Barley Beats, we got like 1,900 for that. So we're shooting for like kind of 3 a day. 4 a day would have been perfect. But so yeah, we did like $900 there. So still a good day. Ended up like 27 for that day, 28, something like that. But yeah, again, got back home. That ended at 7. I think I was back home at 8:30. Had to make an extra batch of mac and cheese after I got home for the next day, which was rolling out Food Truck Festival, which is the Grand Rapids Food Truck Association's big event. That's the kickoff to the food truck season kind of thing. At a new location. It's the first year we've been, because we haven't been a part of the association until this year. So you have to be an association member to be there. 40 trucks there. This is an event that historically has pulled 10 to 15,000 people. And everybody coming to eat, obviously. So it was not 10 to 15,000 people there. Unfortunately, everybody said that it was significantly slower than years previous. So why? I don't know. It was still only 62 degrees. We had a lot of sun yesterday, on and off, which was nice. It made it feel warmer. But new location, weather not so awesome. It could have been a lot of things.
Where was it? Where did it go?
It used to be at Calder Plaza, so right downtown. If people are downtown doing other things, museums and stuff like that, it's an easy block walk over to where it was. So they moved it to Grand Valley State University has a downtown campus. They're accumulating lots of buildings and parking lots, so they were able to use one of their parking lots on the south side of town. It's still not far from downtown, but definitely not walkable from like Van Andel Arena. Like, I mean, you could, but it's probably a half to 3/4 of a mile type of thing. So it might have had something to do with it, but I get why they did it. I mean, it was $8,000 cheaper for them to hold the event, just moving it, because they don't have to shut down a city street. They don't have to have all the extra stuff that the city requires at that spot, because it's in a parking lot versus on the street.
Yeah.
So we'll see. They had a really hard time getting media coverage. The reasons they were given were conflicting. They thought it would be confusing because Food Truck Fridays is run by a different food truck organization in Grand Rapids. There's all kinds of now weird politics in Grand Rapids, and this is why I didn't want to be a part of any of these associations. So they thought it would be confusing for Food Truck Fridays if they were also doing something else so every news station was at Food Truck Fridays on Fridays, and we saw no one on Sunday.
Really?
And they said they would not come out. So it was weird. I don't know. That probably didn't help. That they did their best to promote
that the Underground Cookie Club guy runs.
He does, yeah. So GR8 food trucks, great food trucks. He runs that, and then he puts on the Food Truck Friday ones. Yeah. The Grand Rapids Food Truck Association is the longer standing and more formal association. There's a board. There's dues involved.
Are you part of both?
Yeah. So GR8 food trucks, you don't have to be a member of or anything like that. It's just a promotion of food trucks, and they do some events. So Grand Rapids Food Truck Association, there are dues involved. And I got a sticker for my window.
How much are your dues?
$300
per year, I take it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we ended up doing, I think we only did 2,700 on Sunday on a 9-hour festival. So it started, we were doing about $400 to $500 an hour, which isn't busy, but I was like, okay, if it stays this steady, it'll be a decent day at the end of the day. Like, we had enough food to do the 4,000. That's what our goal was. We could do a little bit more, but typically, yeah, that's what we were shooting for. So we were kind of on pace for that. And then, man, it hit 3:30 and it just nosedived with people. And it was like that but there was like no dinner rush. It was so bizarre. So, yeah. So, I mean, it still ended up being a pretty good weekend. I think we did, over those 4 days, from Thursday to Sunday, I think we still did 13. But we were hoping to do 9 to 10 just Friday to Saturday, Sunday. So,
yeah.
But it is what it is. It was still good. Steve says, any other trucks talking about the economy? R word. No. There are some. I've heard some murmurs from other trucks complaining that they are down this year. Some well-known trucks in our area that are saying they're down a little bit this year. But for the most part, trucks that I've talked to, at least in our area, they are all up. So whatever reasons restaurants are closing in our area does not seem to be affecting food trucks as much. So I think it's going to be a good year for food trucks in general. Whether that is because of restaurants closing or what other factors, but we do have the ability to run a little bit leaner. We don't, but we have the ability. We just choose not to.
I think, I agree with what you're saying. I think it's, small little, you get these restaurants that are closing. If you look at where they are, it's prime locations, but it's also prime money. And landlords are, I was offered a spot for $3,000 a month, but it was right downtown. Could I have done it? Maybe, but what do I need to get there? And do I even want to think about it? And the answer is no. I thought about it for about a hot second, and then we're like, yeah, let's just worry about what I got because I can barely do that right. And I think, I think the mom and pop shops hopefully are going to see a resurgence from all the franchises that are out there. And I think that includes food trucks. People are more open to food trucks. It's still, I'm not going to say taboo is not the right word, but it's still, and a lot of food trucks are still an unknown because there's just new ones popping up all over the place.
Right.
That are building these for next to nothing now.
We've booked some more catering. So our goal for this year was 160 in catering sales. We are currently at 142 invoiced or paid for the year. So I think we'll get there. A new feature, I don't know when it was added, but as per every year, I get a little nervous this time of year when we approach weekends that I have forgotten to put something on the calendar. So it's usually this time of year that I go through and print every invoice and double check all the service dates with the calendar. You can now sort your invoices by service date,
Yes, you can.
which is awesome. I wish you could search by service date, which doesn't seem to pull through yet, but you can sort by service date, which is immensely helpful. So if you're using Square Invoices, make sure you're putting in service date. It will make it a little bit easier to find those.
For what it's worth to search, I also put the service date in the title. So I'll do like May 17th dash whatever it is. That way I can see it both ways.
Gotcha.
Because then you can search by the title.
Okay.
I just typed in May and I got all the ones for like May 10th wedding reception, May 10th Reed luncheon.
Okay. Excellent. That's a good tip. Look at that. Tips and tricks by Skippy.
Well,
That's what we're here for.
nowhere near.
What?
I've got done 34 invoices this year.
It's good. It's a good number.
For a total of still kind of less than last year, though.
Well, for the whole year,
Yeah.
that's fine. You still have lots of time. We are still getting requests for quotes like crazy for stuff this year. So,
I mean, we are too. The race thing didn't help or didn't hurt, but
yeah.
it was still a good day. So speaking of catering, so we actually had to close the shop on last Saturday because I had 2 weddings to do and a senior send-off event at a local high school.
Okay.
So I sent my girls to do the 2 drop-offs, and I took the food truck to the local high school. The one wedding I knew them. They're the daughter and son of the owners of the cafe, owners of the shop. And then the other one was one that really hadn't talked to a whole heck of a lot. But they said I conversed with them a couple days prior, and I said, "Hey, we'll probably, we're not going to be there to serve, but we'll probably leave our hot box there with a couple extra, with a pan of pork and a pan of mac and cheese. I just need to know who to let know that stuff is in there." So I got contact information, and I told my girls, "Hey, make sure you contact this person. Let them know, set everything up for them, but let them know there's a little extra." It's like, okay. So I conversed with that contact person, just making sure everything is going good. And I get a call from her at like 8:30. Now I'm at the high school until 9. They call at 8:30. Says, "What do you want us to do with the hot box and the racks?" I'm like, "Well, I had conversed with the groom, like we were just going to meet up later in the week and he was going to drop it off or I'll pick it up or whatever." "Oh, well, he left it here and the father of the bride is just kind of sitting here watching it. Can you get here?" And by the time she gets to me, it's like 9 or 8:55. I'm like, "Sure." So I race home. Luckily, I'm only 15 minutes from the high school. Race home, drop the trailer, race down there. By the time I get there, it's 9:45. Pick up my stuff. Don't really feel like there's any weight difference. I mean, hot boxes are heavy to begin with, but
Yeah.
or have some weight to them. So I left it in the back of my truck. Somehow the latch popped open, and I find there's a full pan of pork with no lid. Right? So somebody had to see it and just decide they didn't want it. But yeah, that was the mac and cheese was gone.
Well, that's good. So at least they remembered food was in there.
At least they like the mac and cheese.
A couple things from Steve.
Is this Rodriguez?
Josh, yeah. Do you think your menu additions are helping? We just had the one with the Angry Mac and the sausage. Yeah, I mean, we sell it. I don't think it's bringing new people in necessarily, but it's a good option. So the Angry Mac and the Abe Froman, we are selling. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're gaining customers because of it. I think it's just another option for those.
I mean, since you bring up mac and cheese, how's your mac and cheese sales going now that you added butter to them?
I mean, no different. I made 650 pounds of mac and cheese last week.
It's a lot of mac and cheese.
Yeah, it is.
Make it all with butter?
Yeah. Why would I not make it all with butter?
Oh. Have you got
This
any
pan
comments
I'm using-
on any? Does it taste any different, or does it taste better?
No,
I was wondering. We talked about this.
I was just telling you. No, I have. But I haven't gotten any reviews on anything this year. So
Okay.
it's not like people are just not or commenting on that. We don't normally get reviews or a lot of them. We did have somebody on Saturday that said the mac and cheese was slapping, or it slaps.
Yeah. I hear that's what the kids are saying nowadays.
Yeah, it was somebody that was at least my age.
Oh.
With zero kids present.
Been trying to use fire more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how else you would cook.
No, like to describe food. Like that food is
gotcha.
fire.
Gotcha.
Or on fleek. Is on fleek still a thing?
I never heard that one. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know that it's helping. We are selling quite a few of the Apromans though. We're going through like 12 to 20 sausages a day. We definitely, yeah,
Jesus.
we definitely have specific locations where we sell more. So our Dutton Tuesday lunch, we typically sell more there.
Lesbian clinics.
Huh?
Just love the sausage.
And then he says, how's the inventory based 86 going? It actually works pretty well. Events like this last weekend was where I was really excited to see how it did. Because typically we'll have Chris outside as long as the weather's good. Chris will be outside taking orders. Me and Caleb inside, one person making food, other person handing out. It saves a whole lot of space inside. It makes it a whole lot easier to work. We can do $1,000 hour without really flinching that way. Just the flow works so much better. But the problem is us communicating back and forth to let Chris know, because you can get so far ahead of where the person making food is, So you get down towards the end of, pork and brisket and stuff.
Because Chris is just taking orders. I mean, that's all he's doing.
Right. And he has no idea what's going on inside.
Yeah.
He doesn't know if we're behind or what, or if there's 15 pounds of pork sold that he's already rung up and we're down to the last 2 pans or whatever, and it might be tight.
Down to the nubbins.
Yeah. So him being able for the square to say, because it gives you active counts right on every item. It tells you how many you got left. There's a little bubble there. And then when you get to sold out, it says, are you sure you want to add this anyway? So yep, we put in our amounts and we give ourselves a little buffer. And because a 4-ounce scoop is not, our number 4 scoop is not necessarily a quarter pound every time, just based on whatever meat's in there. But it's usually pretty close. So we'll usually take a couple pounds off whatever we weigh. But that at least gets him to the point where he's slowing down or asking us questions before we realize that we're super low.
Constant communication.
Yeah, it works really well. It did a really good job. We still have some adjustments to do on some recipes, kind of getting our other things like beans and stuff where we have limited supplies of those typically. Getting those in there and figured those out to the recipes and get the right amounts. So, but yeah, it's working great. I'm a big fan so far. After we got past the initial setup and how to actually count our stuff and put stuff in. So But yeah, it's going good. It works good for the online ordering. It marks stuff sold out there pretty effectively. So really want to get to the point where we're doing the delivery. Now that we kind of have like a week or two where it's not super crazy, I'm hoping I can get back into my office a little bit more and get working on some more of that stuff. But yeah, it was pretty much nonstop for the last week and a half where all of us were pretty much working. So between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I had 56 active work hours and 10 hours of time in bed. So, I
was home at like 10, got up at 4, went to bed at 11. So yeah, 5, 10. All right. I had 15 or so.
Yeah.
But I did Friday or Saturday, I did take a 2-hour nap in my truck because my girls here were trying to kick me out.
Yeah. Excellent.
But then I overcooked the chicken and had to substitute brisket for it.
That's what you get for trying to take a nap.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, it's things are going well.
Good.
Yeah. New smoker is doing well. Still trying. I still got to get a gauge on that to figure out how much we're actually using in propane. Yeah, I need to get some wood ordered. The Cowboy. So Lowe's has Cowboy logs. So Cowboy brand. Those ones actually are pretty good. They will last a while, and they're full splits.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lowe's has that. Home Depot's got the Kingsford brand.
Okay.
You should go to that same place that because I think they do smoking wood, not just pellets, but place where we get our pellets in Holland.
Yeah.
Smoke Ring.
Who?
Called Smoke Ring barbecue pellets. But I think they have smoking wood too. I have to order a pallet, so I have to come up there. I'm thinking about coming up there and grabbing it.
Boyne City is what comes up for barbecue pellets.
No, it's in.
Got a little pig with a tray of meat on the bag. I'm going to guess maybe they have a store in Holland, but.
SmokeRingBarbecuePellets.com.
Yeah, that's the same one I'm looking at. When I did a Google search, it popped up with Boyne City was the first address.
The website has Kyle right on the front. It has him doing a video.
Oh, yeah? Well, there he is.
No, it's 1125 Industrial Ave in Holland.
Interesting.
But I think I would call them, or I can give you the number, but I think they have smoking wood too.
It's weird that they don't have like a product listing.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they have their about, but it's all the pellets. Anyways, so yeah, that works. That wood works better. So obviously, the more wood we use, the less propane we're going to use because we're getting the heat from the wood. But yeah, we had a couple days where we were using both cookers just because of the amount of food. I mean, Saturday alone, we did 2 cases of brisket. So we did brisket sliders for the Barley Barbecue and Beets. And it's brisket sliders for 600 people. You know, because you're supposed to have 600 samples.
You went to 600, really?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big one. That one, last year, we probably did 450 samples. Easy.
Did you do sliders and mac and cheese?
Yep. Because it was mac and cheese was something we could make ahead and just reheat that day. Just with all the other events we had going on, there was just so much. Wouldn't have been able to do it without both smokers for sure. So yeah, I mean, You
guys had some pretty intense storms too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, not bad. There was a bunch of schools over on the side of the state closed on Friday because of no power or too many roads were closed. Enough buses couldn't get through to kids for trees down and stuff. 9 total tornadoes in Michigan on Thursday night.
Yeah, I saw that. It's crazy.
Trying to reconnect. Make sure your internet connection's stable. It is. Yeah, so pretty bad Wednesday or Thursday night, and then we got another round Friday night that was not as intense, but still pretty significant. Luckily, no damage here, really. One of our hanging baskets fell over.
Aw.
Yeah.
I actually had some time. I went and I dropped my mower off for service just so I could get a tune-up and change some stuff, get the blade sharpened and all that wonderful stuff. And now I tackle my backyard, and I don't have to pay somebody to do my lawn anymore because that was expensive.
Doing it all yourself now?
I'm going to try. I think we're going to open Sundays. I've gotten a lot of people asking. But I can't do it until like the middle of June. My daughter has her baby shower. She's popping right out there in the beginning of June. So I don't want to open and then close and then open again. So I think we're going to open Father's Day.
Yeah, that's one day that we're normally closed, that we're going to be open this year. I checked with the boys. And they were good working it. And we have, I think, someone's doing an open house that day that we're catering. So, yeah. But yeah, so we used to be open for Mother's Day. We took a couple years off for whatever reason. Then decided to do it again this year because it was always a pretty decent day. We usually got lots of requests or people wondering why we weren't open that day.
Yeah.
And then it was it was our worst day at that location.
There's the reason.
It was our normal Sunday location, and it was probably $300 less than what a normal Sunday was.
Yeah.
But the first 20 minutes was hot and heavy. Everybody was there, and then that was it.
I mean, how do you feel? How do you feel about holidays? I mean, should it be off? I mean, like July 4th is on a Friday this year.
Mm-hmm. We're working,
and we are too. I'm going to stay open. Yeah. It might be a smaller, shorter day, but we're going to stay open.
I don't know.
I didn't know how you thought about holidays. Like,
I mean, Memorial Day, Labor Day, we're usually closed anyways because it's a Monday. But typically we would take the day after off. We got requests from Midwest and Cassopolis to show up the day after Memorial Day. I'm assuming because that's a board meeting day for them that they are going to ask for some sort of catering for that since it was a request to come in. And then there was an elementary school that's doing a family fun night that night. So it kind of worked out that I felt pretty good about doing those 2 days. But yeah, normally the day after that holiday weekend is pretty slow for us. Whether that's people I have tons of leftovers from whatever gatherings they were at or whatever.
I'm hoping the fact that we're by, a ton of lakes that we're going to get. I mean, I've already got Memorial Day caterings. People can come pick up stuff. So I'm hoping I'll probably make a post about it soon. I just found out, I didn't just find out, but the guy that I hired, my morning guy, he's been kicking ass and he's been doing a really, really good job. He's was a print shop owner, so he has the ability to do printing and stuff like that and t-shirts. So when I walked in the other day, I noticed that he had a shirt on, and I gave him one of ours already, but this one looked a little bit more breathable, like a different fabric. And I looked on the back, and he had made his own shirt with our logo on it. And on the back, he put a big-ass trophy, and it said Employee of the Month. And I had to say that's absolutely great. I appreciate appreciate that. So now my daughter wants one for her little pregnant belly that says Future Employee of the Month over her. Anyway, he said he'd be willing to, if we talk about sales and stuff like that, he'd be willing to do, like, he'd print us shirts that we could sell. or at least put up, people want to buy them or whatever. So I offered it to him. I said, hey, if you want to print them, we'll discuss a business option. We'll do a separate check for whatever sells in a month, and give you a percentage or whatever your cost is plus a little bit extra. So we're going to talk about that hopefully. But he's done. I mean, he made me a coffee mug that has our logo inside the coffee mug. I don't know. It's not, you can't scratch it off or anything. It's called sublimation or sublimation. Yeah.
Sublimation.
There we go.
Sublimation.
I just made that word up. It sounds great.
You got to have the right emphasis on the syllable.
Absolutely. Make sure you check your blinker fluid too.
That's right. Cool. Yeah. So we do 4th of July. We did, typically we just go to Newaygo because it's a big holiday. That's a big weekend up there. Lots of people in town for all the lakes and stuff. So it's usually we get a lot of bulk meat type of orders those days. Last year we did, East Grand Rapids has their 4th of July festival, big parade and stuff. We went there last year and just did the first half of the day, which was an option. You don't have to stay all night for fireworks. But we did $2,900 during the lunch time frame after the parade and stuff. So this year we're going to stay. Caleb and Chris said they were good staying through fireworks. I will probably be there for part of it at least, if not all of it. And then the 5th, this is where it's different this year for us, is we're actually going to be open on the 5th for the morning at the farmers market in Caledonia. And we're hoping that we get that large bulk meat order for people doing parties on the weekend stuff in an area that is heavy with our regular customers. So we'll see how that goes. And then, we'll be shut down for the next 3 days or something like that. I don't think we're open back up until Wednesday. Just to kind of give everybody a mid-year little break. But yeah, I don't have problems working holidays. Father's Day, Mother's Day tend to be a little bit slower. Father's Day definitely is slower. So I don't think we didn't do Father's Day last year or the year before. I don't think. Just because those are horrendously dreadful days for us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But then someone asked for an open house that day. It's okay, well, there's some guaranteed money. So if we can just do a little bit at our regular location that day, then it's an okay day. It's worthwhile for the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much your summer holidays. Memorial Day, Labor Day, and 4th of July.
Yep.
The big weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm not opposed to being open for them. As long as we feel like there's money there, we'll stay open. So, Pam said her cousin from St. Louis said her food was delicious. Perfect amount of smoke flavoring the meat. The whole family was happy with all the food. So, yeah. There is a very significant noticeable difference in food cooked on the Old Hickory versus the Deep South.
I bet.
It is not even close. So,
because the wood is actually doing its job. It's flavoring. It's not heat.
It's not just a heat source.
Yeah.
And the charcoal does the flavoring part too, but it's just so different. It's I can't wait to get that on the trailer for us to be able to use every day.
Do you think it's a difference because you're really not using wood in the Deep South? You're not putting wood chunks in there so they'll smolder?
We've done wood chunks in there before, and it doesn't make a difference.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think there's enough to get past the overall charcoalness of it.
Yeah.
You would have to do a lot of wood chunks in there to get past the charcoal smoke part of it.
Gotcha.
So, it's just it's a cleaner tasting smoke, I guess. It's a warmer flavor, if that makes any sense.
No, yeah.
So,
are you monitoring temps at all?
No.
To figure out how often that kicks on?
No.
The heat source kicks on?
No. Nope. I'm not even sure how I would do that without watching it and sitting there for whatever time frame.
Well, if you're, yeah, I mean, you have to sit there for a couple hours and see how many times it turns on.
Yeah.
But you said the wings turn out really, really good, and
Yeah, so chicken on that top shelf is top notch. But yeah, I mean, so if we don't put stuff on that top shelf, everything else cooks to our normal timeline. So we can't put stuff on the top shelf. That's a no-go zone for a long cook.
Speaking of no-go zones, right? So one of our local barbecue restaurants here posted a picture of their old hickory pit. Open, rotisserie, everything going, and they've got a whole bunch of chicken wings, and they got bacon, they got half chickens and ribs and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So as it's going around, it shows half chickens raw. On the rack above, bacon in pans. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I messaged Bubba, right? Our friend Steve Connington. And I asked him, I said, is there a food safety issue with that? He said no, because it's all getting cooked to a higher temperature anyway. I'm like, I personally would never put chicken above anything that has a pan. Like I've done chicken and ribs like wings and ribs together.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, they're on the same time. They're both getting off at the same time. Like I'm okay with that. But like having a pan of bacon literally catch that chicken juice.
Well, yeah. And is that bacon being done? Like if the bacon's going to be on for as long as the chicken is, then yes, in theory, that juice will all cook up to temperature without being a problem. Right. But if you're pulling that bacon off 20 minutes after you put that chicken on, then yes, it is a huge concern and an issue. If anything, he should be flipping those around, and the chicken should be cooked in pans. I mean, put them on grates so they're still sitting at a level high enough. But yeah, to catch those juices just to make sure. I mean, that's a risk I wouldn't want to take, but.
Because he had, I mean, it's a big old hickory, but he had like 4 shelves of wings. Then he had some baby backs with some half chickens next to it. And then he's stacking sheet pans of bacon, like stacking them. Like there's 2 here and then there's 1 on top. And I'm like, just like, and it doesn't look like it's candied bacon. It looks like it's just bacon. I'm like,
is it a rotisserie?
It is.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter what's on top or on the bottom, because it's going to be on the top or bottom on the other side of it anyways, of the carousel.
Well, yes, in this case it would be, but you could put half chickens on the bottom rack and put bacon on top of it, and the half chickens aren't going to seep into the bacon.
Because the bacon will be far enough on the bottom that when it hits there, I gotcha. To me it was just weird. Just cook the chicken over a pan. Catch those drippings. That's all you got to do.
I mean,
it'd be interesting to see what the health department would say. So
they're still marketing their 6th place wings in the state from like 10 years ago. Which I don't even know what it was for. And there's 300 flavors.
We did get the Grand Rapids Fire Chief was going around on Sunday, since there was such a large grouping of food trucks. He stopped by to say hi.
Hello.
And said everything looked good. He said, with one exception.
Oh.
So we have plastic gas cans. We are not allowed to have plastic gas cans. Oh. We have to have metal gas cans.
Really?
Yep. He said, you're good. Just make sure you get some. Because
were they not in your vehicle?
They weren't. They were sitting next to the trailer in the shade. Because in the sunlight, they will, if you're not venting them. Yeah. Which was why I hate these safety cans, because they're anything but safe, because they don't have an automatic vent on them. Like you can't just pop the edge of them. I really consider just drilling a hole in the backside of them just to allow the fumes to get out.
The old ones did. The old ones had the little release flap.
Yep. I don't know why they went away with them. But that's why
probably
they don't
because
allow them for.
I saw an 8-year-old on top of a generator with a gas can feeding it as his dad's cooking shit. Exactly.
But
anyway, sorry.
So yeah, that's why that's why, is because they get hot and people aren't paying attention, and you have gas cans exploding or popping next to generators.
Could be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. So yeah, we have to go and get some metal. I can't even imagine how much these things are going to cost. But I'm going to guess somewhere in the $50 to $60 range.
Yeah, a few bucks.
Yeah,
So
just money.
we were told that we had to have no smoking signs on all 4 sides of our trailer.
Wow.
All 4 sides, not just like near.
Yeah.
And we have to have one on the inside too.
Yeah, we were told we had to have one on the inside. My one on the outside keeps falling off.
So
we
we
didn't say anything about that. I didn't even have one up there.
So I got like signs that I put Velcro on the back that I just put up, and I just got to remember to take them off afterwards. Speaking of that, I did finally get graphics on my truck.
Nice.
My trailer. Finally, it's not just a black incognito barbecue trailer.
Well, yeah, you definitely need to get that out there then.
I mean, we did for one thing. So we have I know one of the topics we wanted to cover, and now we got like 20 minutes to try to get everything in here.
Yeah, I got something else too. But go ahead.
Food truck associations.
We want to get to that. Is that what you want to talk about next?
Yeah. Oh, because I got something too.
Okay. Steve said, what about chicken on the left and everything else on the right? Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
That way nothing's dripping anything except for its own animal.
Absolutely.
So we have, the city of Grand Rapids hosts lunches during the week at Rosa Park Circle. So they bring in live music, they bring in food trucks. It's like from May through August, I think, every Thursday from 11 to 1:30 or whatever. So we finally got in this year. We have a handful of dates. We have our first one this week. I got an email from them saying we have an exciting new partnership for this week only.
Oh,
so I was like, sweet, we really hit the jackpot here.
Awesome. What do they got?
Let's see. Comcast is partnering with us next week, very unique and exciting way, in order to promote the RISE Small Business Grant, which is available to businesses in like 5 different area codes. Grand Rapids is one of them. So they're promoting this whole thing until the end of May. Comcast will be covering $1,000 worth of customer purchases from each truck.
Jesus.
I know. On a first come, first served basis. You keep track of the dollar amount product that you will sell, and the customers will not have to pay for it themselves until the $1,000 limit is reached. So essentially, we're giving away $1,000 of free food to our customers for lunch on Thursday, and we're getting reimbursed from Comcast.
Awesome.
That day.
It's a great day. It's a great day.
$1,000 lunch on Thursday. Chris is like, couldn't someone just come up and like buy $1,000 worth of food? Like, that's a good point. So I got another email today with some further details. She's like, we're going to try to set some limits on everything. And,
what if you just run a tab?
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
But if we promote it, that we have free lunch up to a certain amount, then someone could come down and say, yes, I'd like 10 pounds of brisket.
Yeah. Don't
3 racks of ribs.
We're promoting we're going to be there, but we're not promoting that we're giving away free lunches.
We're going to. Heck yeah. We're not going to say that those are dollar amounts. So it's going to be, we're giving away free lunches. So meals per person is kind of how
we're allowed to? Like, did they tell you to promote it, like to promote free lunches?
Yeah, because they are also doing it. They're also promoting it, that there's available food, because they want to make sure that every truck has the opportunity to have that benefit of the day.
Yeah,
right.
I get that, but I get them promoting it because it's their special. But you get a local business coming down. Hey, I need $1,000 worth of food right now,
and we're going to say no.
Okay,
that's not how it works.
Yeah.
So they're saying we think we may have to limit the total per person in order to avoid one person ordering hundreds of dollars of food.
Yeah.
So they're saying we would like to say the first 50 customers get their lunch paid for by Comcast is how they want to promote it, type of thing. So they're trying to figure out like what an average lunch for us would cost.
$20.
But it is not. We're probably closer to like 17, but
Josh, $20. I mean, figure out how to do a $20 lunch.
No, they can order off their regular menu and we can just serve more than 50 customers for free food. we're going to run a tab on our normal menu to $1,000. I'm not doing special menu items for whatever reason.
No, but you can bring back your meal. You can bring back your meals for $20.
I'm not doing a special menu for the day.
Special.
Yes, it is.
You have everything on the truck. It's just packaged different.
Okay, but then someone comes up another day and says, "Yeah, can I get that Lord of Swine meal that I had down at Relax and Rosa?" Because it happens to us all the time.
What's your goal? What's your goal per customer? Like, how much do you want to get out of a customer as far as money goes?
I never think of any customer that way. A sale. That's all I care about. I'm not looking for them to spend an average amount of anything. I know on average what our customers do spend, but I'm not trying to bump up or, yeah.
So you don't, I mean, realistically, you don't care about average ticket size.
Not really.
You just want a ticket.
Yeah.
So somebody who orders $100 worth of food and somebody orders a side of mac and cheese is the same amount.
It's this. I treat those two customers exactly the same. It is someone choosing to spend their money with us.
I get that.
Why would I treat them differently?
I didn't say treat them differently. I'm saying that.
I want to see you how to weasel out of this one.
No, I'm saying it. For somebody that operates all day, lunches and dinners, for you not to do a meal or some sort of package price versus everything a la carte is interesting to me. Because I figured you would want a way to get a higher ticket price, period. Like, I understand somebody comes up and gets a $12 sandwich, but
all it's going to equate to is we sell more drinks. We have so many people that order sandwiches and sides already on their own. So really, all I'm going to do is push out more drinks that are realistically, that's the part that's discounted. You know, because you're doing a discounted meal. You're going to take the discount on the pop because that's your highest profit margin of the three things you're going to sell. So, you know, how much value are you really getting out of it at that point?
That's if you include a drink. I don't include a drink now. Okay.
No. So, yeah, I don't think people are deterred. A lot of people ask if it comes with a side, and the majority of them, when we say no, everything's a la carte, they still order a side.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
So there. Yeah, I mean, to each their own. Everybody can do it. But
So
yeah, I mean, we
are you
offer add-ons.
Are you part of this association that is doing the Friday or the Food Truck Thursdays? Is there an association?
That is not no, that's just the city of Grand Rapids.
Oh, okay.
Like the downtown, whatever.
Development Authority kind of thing?
Something like that, yeah. So yeah, there's no affiliation needed. Now, it does help us being parts and active parts of these other groups because businesses and these like downtown authorities and stuff, when they are looking for a list of food trucks, that's who they reach out to.
Yeah.
Especially the Grand Rapids Food Truck Association. That list gets published to a lot of people that are looking for food trucks.
So that $300 a year, are you getting what you?
I don't know. And that's the thing is, like, what should you expect of any association? And I know that you, being a member of the Great Lakes Barbecue Association and on the board from time to time.
I am on the board for now. Last year.
Yeah. That is often a question there. What am I getting for my membership?
So let me ask you this. When you signed up for this association, knowing what they do is promote basically food truck rallies, right? Is that kind of why you got part of this is to be on that list?
I mean, it is a nice list to be on.
Okay.
But it's...
So do you have to pay any other fees to get into these rallies other than that $300 a year?
Yeah, so we paid another $150 just to be in the it costs us to be at the Rolling Out Festival on Sunday.
Okay. Are you guaranteed a certain number of events that they do?
That's the only event they do.
Oh,
that's their only event. Yeah, they don't put on events.
Oh.
But it's just
do they help coordinate other events?
Not as far as I know.
So you paid $450 to be at this event and be on a list.
An important list, though.
So what are you hoping to get out of this?
And my question is, shouldn't it be a reasonable expectation that with their, I don't know, I'm going to guess 60 members. So that's $18,000 a year, if my math is right. That for their premier food truck festival that they put on themselves, that they would be able to figure out a way to advertise outside of Facebook.
You'd think so. You'd think so. Especially if they saved $8,000 on the venue.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they do that. I mean, so they're getting sales back on the beer tent and everything. So it's not like they only have the 18. But, and they do other things. So they do, they do a lot of town hall meetings once a month. They bring in special guests and speakers and business people to, it's a good, what they do outside of that is pretty good. There's going to be a revolt after this last Sunday in this event. Yeah. There was a lot of very unhappy food trucks because they were saying half as many people as there was last year.
Now, can that be, is everybody going to equate that strictly to advertising?
I think it's going to be a big part because that's, from what we heard from the association members that put it on, was what they were complaining about, not being able to get media coverage. So
our city 3 years ago started a food truck rally at our local fairground. Mm-hmm. It was put on by 2 interns with our county parks department. Those interns, whatever they did, now granted the first year is always the best typically, but whatever they did, we were turning cars away because there was no parking available. Mm-hmm. Everybody was packed. I mean, the way they set it up, it was an unbelievable event. It was supposed to go 4 hours. We sold out in 2 because we didn't know what to expect. This is when I saw the 8-year-old filling the generator, standing on top of it. The next year, we did half as much because there was no advertising. There was no nothing. We didn't know what advertising they did, but whatever it was, they didn't do the same amount from what we were told. Last year, it was the same as the year prior. Again, really little advertising. So, and they're getting $150 a truck to be there. And they're limiting it to like 14 or something. So, yeah, that's what.
This event's been going on for like 15 years.
Yeah.
But the head of the neighborhood association of the neighborhood that's right next to there, they had no idea what was going on there.
Yeah, what could they have done to get on the news, to do a morning show, could do radio, could do whatever? They paid for Facebook ads because it said sponsored. I remember seeing the Facebook ad come across.
Yep. Oh, it reached $50,000 both times, or 50,000 people at both times we boosted it. Yeah, and I'm getting 20,000 on my boost.
I'm getting 5. I'm getting 5 just normal. So it's like
and I'm putting $100 a weekend and getting 20. You tell me you only put $200 behind this thing?
Yeah, to get 50,000.
Yeah.
What's in it? What do you get for your? Could they put on a second one? Do you think they have the money to put on a second one at the end of the year?
100%. Yeah, they're not going to lose money on this thing.
So put it to them.
No, I'm not. I don't have any availability to do another one. I'm booked solid.
You can find it.
Find what? Availability?
You told me in the beginning, like a couple weeks ago, that you were still trying to fill in spots.
Yeah, weekday lunches.
Oh, all right.
In October, November. I have a couple, but yeah,
And
this is the first one I've done. They've been doing this event for a long time. So I'm going to guess this has been a pretty dramatic drop this year versus previous years for everybody to be so irate.
do you think down upon what they did? Like, are you mad? Not mad, but you're probably disappointed in sales. But if you get picked, are you going to do it again next year?
We're in. So anybody that's a member, an association member, gets invited. There's not a selection process. There's not an application process.
So if they got 60 members, then there's a chance it could be 60.
In theory, yes, there could be 60. They might cap it at like 45, but first come, first serve, probably then.
So the Ionia Fairground or Ionia Free Fairgrounds, whatever, has the world's largest, the last couple of years, they did the world's largest food truck rally.
Yeah.
If you guys had 40 trucks, I don't know how that's not Michigan's largest.
It is.
I mean, we do one in Marshall that's coming up next Thursday, in 2 weeks, or next week. That's a lot. I mean, it's 30, I think.
Yeah.
Their fairgrounds. But, yeah, 45. I mean, 45 trucks is a lot to begin with, but Grand Rapids is a highly populated area. And for you to be at the downtown campus.
I mean, when you're talking 20,000 people attending is what they have had for attendance. 15 to 20. It's a lot of people for 40 trucks. And these people are coming to eat. It's not like they're coming to a fair and, there's food here.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're coming to eat. And a lot of them are coming to eat at multiple trucks.
So there's the Syracuse or New York Food Truck Association based out of Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
They have 200 and something members, each paying $200 to be a member. They organize their own food truck rallies. Every month they take over like a mall parking lot or a movie theater parking lot or a Lowe's parking lot or something like that. They partner with all these businesses to put on a food truck takeover. And there's thousands of people that go into this. I would love to get the organizer on as a guest, but I mean, I don't know if it's either based out of Syracuse or Buffalo, but it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to do the same thing with our Jackson Food Truck Association. There's no membership, but our local DDA told us that they didn't want to do Food Truck Tuesdays anymore, which is a rally every other Tuesday starting June to August. And they were charging us, truck $75, but they said they were running a deficit every year. Well, we're going to take it over. We were going to move it to the fairgrounds, which is a mile away, and then we were told that nobody would ride the shuttle that we were going to get.
Mm-hmm.
So we just took it over downtown. It's costing us $75 to apply for 6 dates. So instead of $75 for each date, it's $75 total. And then if we want power, it's an extra $25 per truck. And we were paying $75 total, like every month or every event that we were there. So we're trying to think to each other, how the hell are they losing money?
Right.
So we are now, myself and 2 other trucks are going to be the head of it. And we're going to collect $50 from each truck. If they want power, they have to pay the extra $25. We made it mandatory that if you don't have an inverter type generator that you need to buy power. We have bathrooms because it's a food truck park, but it's like they just didn't want a food truck event at a food truck park, and it made no sense. So once the word started getting out that it was going away, business owners were just getting pissed because like Consumers Energy, their headquarters is right downtown, and they would walk out, a half a block to get food. So we're putting out all the food trucks that are involved are putting out a mass text, or not text, but Facebook and Instagram post with just a black background that said Food Truck Tuesdays are back. And we're all doing it at 9:00 tomorrow morning to try to get it out to as many followers as we can.
Right.
And we found out that they were paying $500 for entertainment. And I'm like, we can get entertainment for $150. for 3 hours. Like, why do you need 500? Like, why do politicians spend so much for everything? It makes no sense to me.
So what's the difference in the entertainment you're getting versus what they were getting?
We hired ourselves. They went through like our local Michigan theater and they curated the entertainment for them. So it was all people they knew that they probably got a cut of that $500 and only paid the people probably what we are.
Not everything's a shady backdoor deal.
Why couldn't they just do it? I guess I don't know. I mean, to me, it was just weird.
Because you outsource things that you don't want to do yourself or that you don't have the knowledge to do.
I know. And that was the original thing with the DDA is she wanted to send out an invoice to one truck for $750 and for one truck to collect it from the rest of them.
Well, that's just dumb.
And nobody wanted to do that because we're like, we don't know where our money's going, whatever. So we just took it over. And hopefully it works out. I mean, we started an Instagram page. We want to start a Facebook page. And we do want this to be a board at some point or another where if anybody needs a Jackson food truck or Jackson County food truck, they can just come to us, talk to our members and say, hey, we have a catering deal. Here's what they want. Reach out to them, you know?
Yep.
See what happens. Because you got to get people that are involved because you'll always have – what I don't understand – I know we got a minute left, but what I don't understand is the trucks – even that aren't new. So people that have been in the business 3, 4, 5 years that are still taking, like you see on the Michigan Food Truck and Catering Group, that the people don't give. They say, well, we need 5 food trucks for 100 people. And there's 17 responses that, oh, we're available. We're available. How the hell do you think you're going to make money?
Man, because they can't book anywhere else. So they're taking whatever they can to try to stay alive.
And it's sad. Like, it's just like, because it's trucks like that give us, the trucks that are trying to do it right a bad name.
No, it's not on the trucks. That's on the events.
True. But
so the trucks aren't giving anybody a bad name. As long as they're putting out good food, they're showing up when they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Organizers need to understand that the quality of truck they're going to get at said events is not going to be the upper tier of trucks. And sure. I know that's a lot of what gets pushed on this side of the state. You know, if you want to book a truck last minute, you need to understand that you're not going to get, you know, us or a Patty Matters or a Dune Buggy last minute.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to get somebody that's only been open for 6 months or to a year and a half, you know, that doesn't have a flow. Yeah. That's what you can expect.
Yeah.
So, yep. All right.
Well, we'll save the other topic for next week.
What was the other one?
Unruly business or tit for tat petty business owners.
Oh.
Great story. Great story.
More cafe drama.
Great story.
All right. We had a fridge tip over in our trailer.
Thank you for tuning in, all our tens of listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Glad you didn't forget about us. We will. I will try to be more.
Don't you active. Forget about me. Oh, sorry.
I'll try to be more active on posts.
Everybody have a
all the time.
Yeah, I did not pick up the slack. Sorry. Anyways, everybody have a great week. I will talk to you hopefully next week, Monday. Deuces.
Gang signs.